Hey guys, how's it going? Here today, wanted to post a new video. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Just show what I got on vinyl for them, talk about them a little bit. For the sake of time, I mean, they got quite the extensive discography, so I guess I'll hop right in. They were formed in LA in 1983. I don't really start following them closely until their third album. I know their first album, self-titled, their second album, Freaky Styley. I got them on my iPod. It's not heavy in my rotation for them. I mean, it's good. It's nothing to complain about. It's just nothing really sticks with me. But their third album, released in 1987, Uplift Mofo Party Plan. I do like this one a lot. It's got their song Fight Like a Brave. It has all four original founding members playing on it, and it is the last album that the original four are on and contribute to. It's a lot funkier, a lot almost punk in the sense of how fast and how upbeat they play. It's very unique. It's not anything like what most people know the Red Hot Chili Peppers for today, which is what I really like about it. But yeah, unfortunately, after this was released and they went on tour, their guitarist Hillel Slovak died of an overdose, and then subsequently their drummer Jack Irons, he quit the band after that happened, and but a couple years later he went on to mid-90s, he went on and played a few albums with Pearl Jam. After those two quit, they picked up John Frusciante, who was fan of the band. He's a lot younger. He was only 18 when he joined, and then they picked up Chad Smith and they came out with Mother's Milk, produced by Michael Beinhorn, who John didn't really get along with. I know this album, it's good, but it feels almost as though he wants John to play a lot heavier than what you know him for today, and a lot more kind of like Hillel played. And he didn't really seem to let John put his own fingerprints into the album. Still a very, very good album, but knowing that, you can kind of hear it in the songs. I know they tried to get Rick Rubin to produce it, but he turned him down for this one. But the album that really put them into superstardom is their next one, Blood Sugar Sex Magik, and this by far is my favorite album from them. Rick Rubin produced it. Brendan O'Brien engineered it. Rick Rubin put them in his mansion that he owns. I think it's Harry Houdini's old house, his old mansion. And it was a tactic that Rick used quite often with bands. Secluded them in this mansion, let them do their thing to write, record it. And it's just, I think it's great front to back. Unfortunately, after this album, Frusciante quits. They got too big. He didn't like it. He didn't like the fame that this album brought him, so he quit. They almost break up, but they get Dave Navarro from Jane's Addiction to come and play guitar for this one, One Hot Minute. And this one I got, it's the holographic cover on there. At the time, that's all they had. I mean, it's a good album too. It's not, without John, I think he's the glue that holds the band together. Without him, they're just not the same. Good album, but not my favorite. After that, John comes back in the band, and they come out with Californication. This is probably their best-selling album, I believe. Could be wrong about that, but this is another one, front to back, just, it's golden. I mean, every song is good on this one too. It's a must listen. So next, by the way, another good one. I used to not like this one as much. I used to kind of just pick and choose songs, but as I give it time, it's another one that front to back, there's nothing I skip. It's this one is a little bit more on the melodic side. He starts singing more. John has more backup vocals, more prevalent backup vocals. Yeah, it's just it's night and day difference. If you put this album on and then go put on one of their first 3 albums, it doesn't even sound like the same band. Their next album, Arcadium. This comes in a 4-disc box set, which I was kind of disappointed, just not in the album itself. The album itself is great. I think this being the last album that Frusciante plays on, that I think he kind of knew he was going to be quitting. When he came back for Californication, that was the late 90s, like 99, and comes out in 2006. They're doing nothing but touring and pumping out albums, so he was just tired of it at that point. And I think he knew that going into this, because his work on this is just fantastic. Not only the album, but a lot of the touring, and there's a lot of live performances that they do, and they go into these jam sessions, and it's just phenomenal what these guys can do. The chemistry that Flea, John, and Chad have, to give Anthony a break, they just go into these non-scripted jam sessions for like 10 minutes, and it's just phenomenal. But the one thing I was disappointed on in this album is the actual packaging for the vinyl. Being a 4-disc, they kind of split it up into 2 albums here. And I just feel like they could have done more with the artwork. I feel like they do, one's Mars and one's they call Jupiter. I just think they could have done more with the artwork. I think they could have done more. I mean, there's no inserts. It's well packaged. It's nice thick cardboard. Sometimes when you get vinyl, it's real flimsy and real cheap. But I mean, it is nice and thick. It sounds good. But I just feel like they could have, being a box set, there's like I said, no inserts. Pretty straightforward. So I was kind of disappointed in that. I was kind of expecting something big, being a box set, but it is what it is. Great album nonetheless. Next, this is I'm Beside You. Came out in I bought it on Record Store Day, I don't know, a number of years ago. Number 297, if you can see that. But basically, when they recorded I'm With You, they had leftover songs. So this is with Josh Klinghoffer, and he played with the band. You see him in live performances, and I know he helped out with a lot of John's solo projects that he does, which are also very good if you haven't listened to any of those. Quick side note, but I feel like he doesn't put a lot of his own touch on it either. He doesn't. I don't think he jives with the band as well. I feel like he just tries to play more like John than he does like himself. I don't know, just being John's protege, if that's just what happened or if they're that, I don't know, but not my favorite, but it's still cool to have it. And that was the last album with Rick Rubin who producing, and they moved to Danger Mouse to produce this, The Getaway. And this is their newest album, last album with Josh, because he has left the band and John is back. Very excited about that. So hopefully they come out with new music, but this album, very good, very different. Again, it's a whole nother change for the band. Danger Mouse, you can tell Rick had his ways of doing things, and you can tell that this is produced very differently. Very good album. I was very happy when it came out. Couple songs I skip on here, but until next time, that was the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Thanks for watching.